Friends, good evening everyone. Today I'll be talking about future of life, how the innovation sector, which is technology driven, will actually drive future of life. It's a very important factor which we as humans should consider. What is important right now is to analyze what is important here is to analyze what is actually happening right now in the industry in the tech era where everything is internet driven. A lot of big data is being generated. However, who owns the data? People who own the data will be the driving force. We like it or not, as humans, we would be driven for the purchasing power. Even the mind can be mapped in many forms. What is important here is to understand what is machine learning, how innovations which are based on AI, machine learning, is going to provide a better way of living life, especially in the wellness sector. If you see the patenting patents in the wellness sector, you will see a lot of innovations which actually talks about invoking the sensory part of the human body. So when the sensory part of the body is invoked, a lot of hormones are generated, because of which the subtle lifestyle, what the lifestyle disease are all about, is taken care of. There's a lot of stress in the current era where there is pressure, peer pressure is there, there's pressure from the business angle. There is a lot of innovation which are being developed in the wellness sector, and the wellness sector innovation is actually being targeted with IoT. IoT is Internet of Devices, how those devices are going to work together, how the lighting pattern of a light bulb is going to illuminate, and how it is going to enhance the whole concept of smart city, or in particular if you talk about smartphones. So future of life is going to decide what kind of innovations are happening in the human body, the brain, and the mind mapping, of course. Humanity per se is going to change in the near future, so you as humans have to be very diligent and understand that technology can be a boon or bane. So there should be a balance, a silver lining should be there, where you are able to understand what is right and what is wrong. When you are online, when we talk about privacy issues, the day you come online, the privacy is finished. So that's an underlining fact. No law right now is able to cater that, because that is something which is beyond the human capacity. What is happening in one country, because the world becomes flat in a innovation sector or in the internet sector. So there's a lot of advances in the biology sector. So actually what is going to happen in the 5 or 10 years from now, the biotechnology is going to merge with the AI, that is the and also the cognitive ability of human beings is being studied in a great capacity, how the cognitive capabilities can be enhanced so that the life of humans becomes more easy. So a lot is happening in the innovation sector, a lot is happening in the biotech sector, a lot is happening in the AI sector. The sector to look for in 2018 in India particularly would be AI. We have augmented reality, we have VR, that's a virtual reality. And if we talk about the other sector, which is very important, is the healthcare sector. Healthcare sector is a huge business. If you are looking for business opportunities, healthcare sector is something you should look at. And the other sector which is very important, where the Indian government is taking a lot of steps, is the food sector. A lot of innovations are going to come in the food processing sector. Anyhow, India is a country where there's a lot of produce, and we talk about produce, a lot can be done. Because anyhow, what is the need of the hour is something which is ready to eat. Fast food based products would be on the market shelf, and something which is protected by technology will provide the company with the asset of minting money, because you are actually stopping others from using it. However, the other parties can definitely license your technology. So one should understand what are the advantages of filing patent application. First and foremost advantage is definitely you have a monopoly as an innovator. Second thing is the licensing capability. Licensing is very important aspect, where there would be a lot of licensing in, out, and cross licensing. These are the three types of licensing deals which are going to happen in India. This can be formed in some kind of merger and acquisition also, depending upon the ticket size of the companies who are involved in the whole process. A holistic approach would be seen in India. Anyhow, no technology can work on its own. So the lot of cross licensing deals would be seen in, especially in the IoT sector, that is the Internet of Devices. What is important here is to understand the third aspect, which I'm very excited about. And I had a chit chat with people, couple of people whom I met during my course of training in last few days. And so the consensus was, which is very very important, and you as an innovator, you as a company should see and foresee that and should imbibe that. We are going to see a lot of patent litigation in India, a lot of intellectual property litigation in India, whereby though we say software patents are not patentable in India, software per se is not patentable in India, but if you just review the kind of patent application which has been granted by the Indian Patent Office, you will see a lot of patent application have been granted to Google, patent application have been granted to Facebook. So the idea per se is to imbibe the software in a hardware component and then file a patent application, and that will actually give rise to a lot of patent litigation in India. A very, very good example would be of Apple versus Samsung. So we know in US what has happened in the recent past is a lot of litigation has happened between these two giants, and both parties have sued each other for a couple of patent applications. Infringement proceedings were there. So what is important as an innovator and as a patent attorney in India, get good patent claims granted by the Indian Patent Office. I think that's the need of the hour. Because anyhow, if the case goes in court, one party will say, we need to invalidate the patent. The other party is going to say, my patent is pretty strong. These are the columns, these are the claims, which would be mapped with a detailed description. So there's a lot which can happen in the patent litigation field. And the ecosystem is developing. We are having in India judges who are aware and who are well conversant with the intellectual property laws in India at the Delhi High Court. So if you have any questions related to intellectual property rights, and or if anybody is infringing your patent application, we at TCIS would be happy to assist. We have a team of very diligent team of litigators who have been litigating before the Delhi High Court for the last 30 years. As a patent strategist myself, we can come up with a solution which would suffice the purpose of getting the deal through, and look forward to your questions. So if you have any questions related to intellectual property rights which you would like to protect in India or across the globe, we at TCIS can assist you with the same. Please put your questions in the comment box below. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. My name is Priti Khastegir, and happy patenting. Look forward working with you and meeting with the folks across the globe in 2018. I would be in Singapore next week. Just DM me on LinkedIn, and if possible, we can meet up to discuss mutual areas of collaboration. Happy patenting again. Bye bye. Take care.